friends! I'm gonna make a video about all of my piercings, the ones that I have, the ones that I did get, and I took them out, kind of the pain ratings and stuff like that. I just kind of wanted to make this video because I have had a lot of questions about like my facial piercing, so I'm gonna make a video about this, as well as I do want to answer any questions that you guys may have about some piercings that you have, stuff like that. This video is just gonna be kind of piercings only, so I'm kind of excited about it. Let's start. I'm gonna go in chronological order from when I got them and how long it kind of took to heal and stuff like that. So the first piercing that I ever got, I was 17, I had just turned 17, and I got my nose piercing, so this one on the side here. I was kind of nervous because it was my first piercing, so I was not really sure what to expect. I had not gotten a tattoo yet, I don't think, so I wasn't really sure on like pain, like how I was with pain and stuff like that. I am a diabetic, so I'm fairly good with pain, but I wasn't sure about like tattoos and piercing pain and stuff like that. So I got it pierced. It was a funny story actually because it was in the middle of winter, and where I live we have lots of snow and it's freezing, so what I did before I got to the shop was I took a little piece of snow and I kind of just like held it up to my nose because I knew I was getting it on this side, and it actually numbed it quite a bit. It was still pretty bad, like it wasn't the most painful piercing that I ever had, but it was sort of pinchy, if that makes sense. It wasn't super painful, it was just like pinch and then it was done. So I got it done. He pierced it for me with a little stud and he put the thing in, so basically he put the little bar up my nose and then he put the needle through and then put the piercing through. Originally the pain wasn't too bad, like when he put the needle through I was like, hey, this is fine, and then like 4 seconds later it was really, really bad. It started to bleed a lot and it was very tender and I couldn't like move my face a certain way or else it would hurt. The healing process was pretty bad for me. I usually get infected from piercings. I usually do. My body doesn't really take to piercings that well. So it took like probably 3 weeks to heal fully. 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't change it out because I liked the look of a stud. I did end up changing it to a ring eventually, but I liked the stud. It got like a really big, I don't really know how they say it, it's either a keloid or a keloid, I'm not too sure, but it's kind of like a little skin bump that goes right beside it, and I had one of those for like a month. And it wasn't painful, it just kind of looked really ugly because it didn't even look like I had a piercing, it was just like a big bump on the side of my nose. It wasn't too bad. The nose piercing was fine. Like if you want to go get a nose piercing, I would give it like maybe a 3 out of 10 in pain. It wasn't too bad. Next one that I got, so I had my ears pierced before I got my nose pierced. So I got them pierced when I was like 10 or 11. I kept them fairly normal sized until I was 12, and I started spacing them when I was 12 years old, which is funny. I'm surprised my mom even let me do that, but I just had little, I think they were like a 14 gauge, I think it was. I just kept those in for a while. I spaced them up fairly slowly. I wanted to take my time, so I got to a 2 gauge, so I think it's 6 millimeters, and I stopped for like a year or so because I thought that that's where I wanted to stay. Until I started following people like Monami Frost and those people with like the huge ears, and I'm like, yes, I want big ears. I've always loved the look of spacers. I said in my last video that like anybody who has spacers, I'm like, you're cool in my books, I love it. So I got my ears stretched. I recently just stretched them to 1 inch, so they're at 1 inch right now. I got my second holes and my third holes done kind of in between my stretching process, but as soon as I got bigger, it actually pushed my other 2 piercings out of my ears, so I kind of took them out. The holes are gone, like they're kind of like all merged into my spacer holes. So yeah, I only have my ears pierced. These are the only ones that I have, and they're my spacers, my nose, and then the next one that I got was my eyebrow piercing. It's gone now, it's a retired piercing. I had it for like a month maybe, and I ended up hating it. It got in the way, it caught on things. When I was like washing my face in the shower, I'd like tug it bled all the time. I didn't really like it. It wasn't painful at all. It was definitely my least painful piercing. It was maybe like a 2 out of 10. It was really, really simple. The healing process was fine. It was just that it was in the way and I just kind of thought it was annoying. So that's why I took it out. Next one that I got was my septum pierced. I got that one on a whim. I was like, I knew that I wanted it, but I didn't like intend to go that day to go get it. So I went and I got it with my best friend, and it wasn't so much that it was painful, it was just really uncomfortable. Like she put the clamps in and I was like, okay, this is gonna be fine, and then she kind of like, she put the needle in and then she just like pushed really hard and it was like and I'm like, oh my gosh. It wasn't painful, it was just like very, very uncomfortable, I guess would be the right word for that. It was pretty uncomfortable. So yeah, I'd give that like a 2 out of 10. Next piercing that I got, this was the last piercing that I ever got, I believe. I got my Medusa pierced. I had a video up a while ago about my Medusa piercing, but I didn't like it that much, so I took it down. If you want to see a video kind of in depth of what happened, then you can comment down below and I'll definitely talk about it. But basically, I got a tattoo one day and I was like, I want to do something super spontaneous. Not that that tattoo wasn't super spontaneous, but I wanted to go get my Medusa pierced. So I went with my sister and she has her Monroe pierced and she said it's not painful at all. Like lip piercings are like the least painful piercing. So I was like, I'll be fine. I go in and he's telling me all the things. He's like, yeah, this is how you clean it. This is blah, blah, blah. He's showing me all the stuff. And so he puts the clamp on and I'm like, okay, this is going to be fine. So he puts the needle through and I'm pretty sure that I had like an aneurysm in that moment. It was definitely the most painful thing I've ever done in my life. It wasn't that it was painful for like 10 minutes and then it was done. It was painful for like 3 weeks. So bad, and it got so infected. I actually ended up getting a fever because of it. I had like a fever of like 103. It was just ridiculous. My body didn't really like this one. It's fine now. Like there's a little bump on the inside of it, but it's been like 4 or 5 months since I've had it done, so I'm not really too scared. Yeah, it was definitely my most painful piercing. I love the look of it though, which is the worst part, is because I want to be like, yes, go get it because it's so cute, but it just, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. But yeah, I think that that's all that I have. Some piercings that I have looked into getting, I wanted this one. I don't know what it's called. It's called like a vertical something. I don't know. Like it goes through here and it comes over here. I really like the look of that. Cheek piercings are cool. I just don't want to deal with the scarring of it after I want to take them out. My spacers, I'm going to make a whole video kind of explaining what I do in terms of my spacers. I'm going to make a video kind of like a timeline of what I did in regards to stretching and how you can have good stretching tips and stuff like that. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Like I have said in my last 3 videos, I just want to continue reminding you I do have a huge tattoo appointment coming up. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you want to see it. It's a half sleeve tattoo, so I'm super excited about it. My bank account is not super excited about it, but I am super excited about it. You gotta be positive, you know? But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.